Good evening. The coronavirus is the biggest threat this country has faced for decades, and this country is not alone. All over the world, we're seeing the devastating impact of this invisible killer. And so tonight, I want to update you on the latest steps we're taking to fight the disease and what you can do to help. And I want to begin by reminding you why the UK has been taking the approach that we have.
And build up what we call, and will continue to call, herd immunity.
This is the saner approach, the more moral approach, the more scientifically based approach.
5,000 discharged back into care homes without testing. That's a shocking number.
Well, shocking is the word I was going to use, and it's also very sad. We're now looking at probably around half of the 60,000 COVID deaths have taken place in
For the average member of the public wandering down the street, this is really not a good idea. What tends to happen is people will have one mask. You can imagine they don't wear it all the time. They'll take it off when they get home. They'll put it down on a surface that they haven't cleaned, or they'll be out and they haven't washed their hands. They'll go and have a cup of coffee somewhere. They half hook it off. They'll wipe something over it, they'll put it back off, and in fact you can actually trap the virus in the mask and then start breathing in. So
they could be putting themselves more at risk by wearing a mask than not?
It just doesn't, so yes, because of this issue of, if you like, behavioural issues, which are really important when we're talking about infectious diseases, people can in fact adversely put themselves at more risk.
To wear or not to wear, the messaging on masks in the UK is increasingly confusing. At the beginning of the pandemic, it was a definite no, amid shortages within hospitals and concern it could lead to a false sense of security among the public. Now, Boris Johnson is very keen.
I do think we need to be stricter in insisting that people wear face coverings in confined places where they are meeting people that they don't normally meet. So that's why it's mandatory already on public transport, and we're looking at ways of making sure that people really do really do have face coverings in in shops, for instance, where there is a risk of transmission.
The Prime Minister of Greece has said that he would welcome people to come on holiday in Greece, but they will have to have some kind of vaccine passport to show they've been vaccinated first. Is that something that the British government is looking at, the idea of a vaccine passport specifically to allow people to come and go in the months ahead?
No, we're not. And there are several reasons why we're not doing that. One, vaccines are not mandated in this country, as Boris Johnson's quite rightly reminded Parliament. That's not how we do things in the UK. We do them by consent. We yet don't know what the impact of vaccines on transmission is, and it would be discriminatory. Of course, you have the evidence that you've been vaccinated held by your GP. And if other countries require you to show proof of that evidence, then that is obviously up to those countries. But we've vaccinated, or we've given the first dose to 11.5 million people, and we have no plan of introducing a vaccine passport.
After a successful trial, we have rolled out the NHS COVID Pass. This allows people safely and securely to demonstrate their COVID status, whether it's proof of vaccination status, test results, or natural immunity.